is our parliamentary affairs correspondent bringing us up to speed on what's happening. So Parliament will again sit tomorrow in the hope that they'll be able to debate that motion seeking for President Akufo-Addo to waive fees for COVID-19 as part of COVID-19 reliefs. Now, scores of workers at a steel company at the Tema Free Zones enclave are calling for the immediate shutdown of an adjoining company they say has continued to pollute the environment in disregard of EPA regulations. They accuse the company, United Steel, of ignoring several orders from the EPA to shut down. They say the Ministry of Environment has also been petitioned to immediately act on the matter. JoyNews' Manuel Kranting visited the area. Here is his report.
Regular scenes of thick fumes and white smoke emanating from the furnace of a steel-producing company within the Tema Free Zones enclave, United Steel Company Limited, as our visit to the location in September will reveal, is only one of several steel-producing companies within a radius of about 200 meters. As a heavy industrial area, the operations of some companies within the enclave are not environmentally friendly. A reason the EPA requires all such companies to install a pollution system to reduce the extent of damage caused. But this requirement had allegedly not been met by a number of steel companies, including United Steel and Ryder Steel. This, according to workers of M&G Company Limited, another steel company right behind United Steel, forced them to endure the smoke escaping directly from the furnace of United Steel.
When they start work like this and the smoke come here, we will stop work for almost 1-2 hours until the smoke disappears before we continue. Because as you can see, we are working with machine, excavators and forklifts. You understand? So if the visibility become poor, someone can use the forklift to hit any worker.
Even there was one day I went to the hospital. When I coughed, the man said, where do you work? I said, I work at Free Zone. Is there smoke around? I said, yes. And he told me to be watchful. That's the only thing he told me, to be watchful. He said I should be watchful. Is to do something about the smoke. They should try to reduce it for us because...
Please, even sometimes I can't sleep well. Sometimes I used to cough in the night. I cannot have sound sleep.
They are warning us about the smoke. They are warning about the smoke. Even say, if they open their machine, you even say, I'm using the excavator, you can't see you. Like you, I can't see you because of the smoke. That one is warning us.
In August 2020, the Minister for Environment, Science and Innovation, Professor Frimpong Boateng, ordered United Steel Company to shut down after a blast on its premises. But speaking to JoyNews on condition of anonymity, one of its workers alleged that it did not shut down.
I was there. By them, it seemed they don't want to obey what they told them. But yes, to them, they want to work. If like you can come tomorrow, then you yourself you see the oven will be on as well. They'll be doing normal work.
What time do you start work?
We start work at 7, and then it depends. 7 when the bullets finish. When the bullets finish, then we will close at around 4. So if there's more bullets, maybe we will close 10 or 7.
For the MD of M&G Company Limited, several complaints lodged at the EPA have not yielded much results. Their only option is to continue providing safety gear for their workers.
All these expenses to make sure that they work in the best what we can do to avoid the smoke, to avoid the chemicals which is generated by the industries around. So of course even we are pressurizing more to them. And we will see that in a couple of days or weeks, it will be more effective and they will be using more of that. Okay, so the cost implication is the first coming to the cost. It's been a long, the medical expenses for the workers outside and everything, which is specifically most of the expenses, medical expenses is coming out of the smoke. Till now, the company is somehow managing to cover all those expenses. But since we are not sure that how long we can go with this, We are covering now almost 2 years for the medical expenses, and the people working around us it's not lower staff. It's not like 25 or 30. It's around 200 people working with us. And we have already incurred a huge cost in terms of medical facilities, the safety and everything. See, the safety, I can keep it apart because it's a part and parcel of the business.
Attempts to get management of United Steel Company Limited to respond to these allegations proved futile.
Well, joining me via Zoom for a quick conversation on this is the Adams Akins. He's a foreman of M&G Metals, and he's a co-leader. He's a leader of the petitioners, those who have been petitioning the Environmental Protection Agency. Mr. Akins, has there been a response from the EPA so far?
Nothing has been done about it. Since we sent the petition, we've not heard anything from the EPA.
Help me understand the processes you went through to petition the EPA. What exactly did you do?
Well, as we all know, because we are facing a lot of problems because of this smoke, we went to the EPA office to send them a letter in the form of petition that they should come to our aid and solve this problem for us. But nothing has been done. We've not heard from them. Even before going to the EPA, we also went to the Environmental Health and Safety to meet a no woman called Madam Christie. I spoke to her personally, and according to her, she asked a person, or they cannot do anything without the knowledge of the EPA. So as any office that we go, all of them are pointing fingers on the EPA. We went to the police station. From police station, they asked us to go to the EPA. That's why we went to the EPA to petition them, because they are those who can order them to control the pollution system.
So when you served the letter on EPA, did you get any indication that that letter has been received by the right people?
Well, we sent to the office and they received the letter as by normal process. When you send a letter to the office, there's a secretary to attend to, and the secretary will endorse that has been received. So as we sent to them and the endorsement was done, we know that they've received it. Just that the response hasn't come. So whether the boss at the EPA received the letter or not, we will send it to them. That one, don't know.
So now that the EPA has not responded, or you haven't had any official response from the EPA, what do you intend to do next?
Well, since we haven't heard anything from them, we the workers will advise ourselves. I think the best thing is to go on the street and demonstrate. We once sent a letter to the police station that because nobody is attending to us, we started to embark on a peaceful demonstration. But as we all know, by the laws of this nation, before you embark on a demonstration, you have to alert the police. So when we alert the police, the only advice they give it to us is that we should wait for them for some weeks, because they are having meeting with the EPA and whoever is in charge. So we listen to them and we halt the demonstration. So up to now that we have not heard anything from them, it's better we'll go on the street and back on the demonstration. Maybe by doing that, they will listen to us.
Well, Mr. Akins, we'll say a very big thanks for explaining your side of the story. By the way, we have reached out to the company at the center of this story, and they have declined to comment. So we don't have a comment from them because they have decided not to. But Mr. Akins, we'll try and perhaps reach out to the EPA's PRO, find out whether or not they've received your letter. But wish you all the best with the rest of the plans.